All right, so we have ourselves a ZvT. I don't know what MMR bracket this Zerg is, but he told me he's brand new to to RTS games. So I'm gonna assume this is more of like a bronze, silver, gold league, maybe platinum, but we'll find out. Okay, so we already have a little bit of a weird opener. So we went right up to 14 supply and did make an overlord. Then our second overlord was late, and then we expanded at 18 supply. So our hatchery was late. We took a pool before gas. So versus Terran, what we want to ideally be doing is 17 hatch, 17 gas, 17 pool. We took 19 gas. All right. And where's our overlord? Where's our overlord? We're about to be hard supply blocked. Okay, we're making a drone for 20 supply, and there's the queen. We're hard supply blocked. So here's the issue. Pause it for a second. We're going up to 19 supply. So again, 17 hatch, 17 gas, 17 pool. Going up to 19 supply, we're going to make an overlord, and then we can make one more drone for 20. The reason being is so that when our spawning pool finishes, we'll have exactly 2 larvae, because our natural will have just finished. So we can make 2 sets of zerglings, 2 sets of queens. Sorry, 2 queens, 2 sets of zerglings, and then ling speed. Why it's so important to do it like that is because the Terran is going to be having a Reaper come across our way. Now, the lings are rarely going to kill that Reaper, if ever, once you start getting higher. The whole purpose of those lings is just to do a dance. It's just to push the Reaper back, to try and deny information, to try and deny workers being picked off. So we really, really, really want to make sure that we have our lings out on time. All right. Finally have an overlord in production. We're going to be supply blocked for a little bit here. Come up for a little bit of a scout. I'm digging that. Hey, we see a Rax and, what? I'm sorry. What the fuck is this? Let's take a wall that could be either 2 depots and a Rax, or 3 depots, and let's make it 4 depots and a Rax. Let's take a 3 structure wall and make it 5. Efficiency. And not only that, because of this little gap here, your lings can actually get up and get high ground vision. Whereas if you did it properly, our lings would be stuck here, and the only way they could get high ground vision is if they commit and they'd be picked off. Like this is a bad wall. What is he doing? Yeah, this is probably a Silver League game. Whoa, whoa! What's this layer timing, brother? And why do we have a second gas? Okay. Opening of ZvT. After we do the 17 hatch, 17 gas, 17 pool. Go up to 19 supply. Overlord. 20th drone. We get ling speed. 2 sets of queens. 2 queens, 2 sets of lings. Then we can pull 2 off of gas. The reason being is we want to have as many minerals as possible so that we can get as many queens as possible, especially versus Terran. Queens are amazing units. They are going to generate value throughout the entire game. They're probably one of the most overpowered units in the game, honestly. More queens means more creep spread, so more vision, more speed. It also means more injects, so more larvae, and it also means transfuses and defense abilities. Let's say Terran opens up with 6 Hellbats, and we've only made 2 queens. We're going to be forced into making either a bunch of lings and taking inefficient trades, or a bunch of roaches if we have roach tech, which we don't really want roaches if we don't have to. But if we had 8 queens, we really don't have to make many units. We can just continue drone production throughout, because 8 queens will beat 6 Hellbats, and we can have them out in time. So yeah, by doing this, and not pulling off gas and getting a second gas, we've lost 1 worker on minerals to the extractor, a second worker that's mining gas, and then 2 more workers that should be on minerals. So we're down 4 drones on minerals. That kind of sucks, considering we're at the time right now where we should be taking our 3rd, and it doesn't look like we're going to be doing so, and we're going for a layer for some unknown reason. Now, the Terran player did go for a Reaper, and we have no lings and nothing in production. We got really lucky that we're able to just deflect that Reaper like that with queens and deflect him out. Normally, he would be annoying as possible and either damage a bunch of drones and force us to keep making structures and canceling because we don't have the lings to do the dance, or he'd be picking off drones. Where did that Reaper even go? Did it go all the way? It went all the way back home. Like, he didn't even really get that much okay, he saw an early layer, so I'm sure he's a little concerned. Okay, so we're at the 4-minute mark. We have no third and no third on the way. We have 34 drones. Not great. It could be a lot better. We're going Roach and Bane. I don't like this. All we see is 4 Marines, okay? So we have no idea if this is bio or mech. Even seeing a reactor and a Rax does not mean bio or mech. Frankly, a mech player is still going to make anywhere from 4 to 10 Marines, maybe even more. I doubt it, unless there's some early aggression. But like 4 to 10 Marines is somewhat of a normal amount for a mech player just to hold themselves in a, you know, a defensive capability until they can get their mech production rolling out. We have no idea what's going on in here. And he's going to go double starport on 22 workers? What the flying fuck is this dude doing? Okay, we're not here to discuss him. We have a queen spreading creep. I'm impressed by that. That's awesome. But why did we get the early layer? If we're gonna get a layer this early, the only reason I can see is like super early Nidus, because like we do not have the economy for even 2-base Muta, and even 2-base Muta is not something I'd recommend versus Terran. But okay, let's let this play out. We're on your vision, okay? We have an idle drone for some reason. And we're taking a third. Very, very, very late. Okay, we have some creep spread going on. I'm happy with that. I mean, this is clearly a very low MMR game, and we're doing stuff, right? Okay, so we're getting Baneling speed, we're getting Roach speed, and we're getting 2 Evos. At least we're getting Evos. We're trying to do something with our large amount of gas that we're banking up right now. Because, like, yeah, we have 600 gas, but this is an early time in the game, and what do we really have to spend our gas on? Banelings. We do not need that much gas right now. We should, like, let's just pause it here. Like, look at our income. We're actually down in mineral income, but that's only because of mules. I assure you that. How many mules does he have right now? He's got 3, exactly. But we're up in gas. We don't need that much gas right now, brother. We just need way more minerals than this, because we're going to need to be able to just make a bunch of lings. Like, if we need to, or just continue making drones. How gas works in ZvT, if we're going to play a standard ZvT style, like a macro game. Pig had a really good video on it called The Rule of One Gas. And Snoot, who's a retired pro now, still an amazing top tier guy. He always played by the Rule of One Gas. So what we do in Zerg versus Terran, we get 3 in gas initially to get our Ling speed, and then we can keep it on to get Overlord speed if we so choose so. But if we don't, regardless if we get it or not, after Overlord speed, we pull 2 off gas. So we only have 1 on gas. Then, with the Rule of One Gas, we fully saturate this base of minerals, so 16. We fully saturate this base of minerals, so 16. Then, unless there's some scene circumstance that we're aware of that would force us to get more gas, we would actually just forego these gases and go straight up to 16 minerals, 16 workers on these minerals. And then by the Rule of One Gases rule, after that, so we have full base mineral saturation on 3 bases, then we explode and we put 2 back in gas. Then we can take all 2, 3, 4, 5 gases at once, and we can go right up to 66 drones. So we have full 3 base saturation, and then with our 4th on the way, we can go up to a comfortable number anywhere between 70 and 90. Just depends on your playstyle. More drones equals more money and more income, but less units, so we have to be trading out more. So more drones, smaller army. But if we have a bigger army, less income, less ability to reproduce the army. Yeah. So that's my spiel on that. Let's look at what we're doing here. We have a bunch of overlords at home, and we have 1 overlord on the map. We have 0 map vision right now. And that's very scary from a Terran, especially at this timing. Like this, if this Terran wasn't so abysmally bad too, this is, I mean, it's either a little bit late or it's coming right now. This is around a time where a Terran would do like a 1-1 push. And we have no idea where it's coming from. So that's really scary. We need to work on that. These overlords, look how many we have here. They're doing nothing for us. How much money do we have? Not a ton. We're actually spending our money, but look at our income. It's quite a bit. We're actually also supply blocked. We have 2 more in production. What I'm saying is I would so much rather any day of the week have one of my overlords sniped off and alert me that, hey, this is where his army position is, than have them sit at home and protect them all game, and they'll still be alive long after I GG out and I've lost, right? So we don't have to send every single overlord we make out on the map, because then one Viking's gonna have a field day, but we can send 5 or 6 of these. Like, we could send all of these 5 overlords, random spots, it doesn't matter. We can put them on the pervert pillars, we can put them right in plain sight. Just something to give us some sort of heads up as to what our opponent is doing and where they are. Doing a Baneling run by. Spreading some creep, I dig it. Our 4th is actually on time. Oh no, brother. No! We see him moving out. Okay, pause. We saw him moving out. This would have been, oh my god. What's this dude doing? Oh my god, he's got 28. Fuck. Okay, so here's what we could have done. In a normal world, there'd be a bunch of SCVs here. We see him moving out. We could have either run some of those Banelings in and killed the SCVs, and then honestly, we could have just run 4 in there, and then the rest we could have put on the Marines. Or we could have taken all of those Banelings and gone straight for the Marines. The last thing we want to do is put our Banelings on siege tanks or mech units, for that example. Enough Banelings will blow up anything on the ground. Enough Banelings will win any ground fight, I assure you that. But it's not cost efficient. Those Banelings could have deleted those Marines, and our Lings could have dealt with the tanks quite easily. Instead, we used, I think it was 13 Banelings to kill that tank. For what reason? That's just a big loss. Yeah, that's alright. But that's okay. We're learning. Okay, these queens are done. So, look at the army supply. What do we actually have right now? 3 queens. But we've got 12 roaches in production. Are roaches exactly what we want right now? No, not really. But they'll do. They'll do. Also, upgrades. This is a Protoss style. Versus Protoss, their units are pretty tanky as is, and our units are just fragile. So we can focus, if we're going to play Hydroling Bane, we really want to get the ranged in the melee, and we can ignore Carapace for a little while. Versus Terran, it's not the same. So Bio has such a high DPS output. It's the highest DPS output in the game that I'm aware of. We actually need Carapace for our Banelings to connect. Without Carapace, and we have +3 attack but no Carapace, they're going to decimate anything they come into contact with, but they're never going to connect with anything because these Marines are just going to snipe them. So we really do need to get Carapace. So let's watch this fight from your point of view. Okay, so we're not looking. Okay, oh my god, we have burrow roaches. How did I miss that? Oh my god. Okay, whoa. So, we haven't been attacked much this entire game. We had a Reaper that poked its head in and ran all the way home scared for its life. And that was it. This is the first move out. How much energy does this queen have? A lot. We've missed a lot of injects here. We've missed a lot of injects here. Like a lot. No inject here. No queen or inject here. We haven't been under a lot of pressure, and we're not really doing that great macro-wise, so this is something we need to work on. We're also getting pretty close to supply blocked, and we have no overlords in production. So, yeah, back to the fight. Let's see what we do.
The hive cluster is under attack. Mineral field depleted.
Doesn't look like either player is using control groups, so this has got to be a lower MMR game for sure. This could be bronze. So we clean that up. We're finally getting some injects going. Okay, we're getting melee, and Carapace.
Mineral field
If we're gonna do that, let's play a Ling style. Let's forego the roaches, brother. We don't really need them. So, like, look. We invested all of this money into roaches, roach speed, burrow, and tunneling claws. We never made a single roach. We only made them in response to what was coming our way. So we invested a lot of money into a safety net that we didn't even need. If you want to get a roach warren for safety because you're afraid of Hellions, by all means do it. But if we're just doing it for that, we don't need to get all of these upgrades. Like, we spent 300 gas to get roach speed, tunneling claws, and burrow for units that we didn't even make until we were forced into making them. And even then, it was the incorrect call. We could have held that with Wing Bane much better. So I don't like that at all.
mutation. Metamorphosis complete. Mineral field depleted.
Let's take a look at the army supply. So we're actually down, and because we're mostly roach heavy, it's really, roaches are so inefficient that it doesn't, we're not looking good, man. Like, we've got 24 roaches versus 21 marines and 6 tanks, so we really can't take this fight, especially off creep like this with all these tanks. What is our Terran opponent doing? He's finally got a third, even though he's, look at all these idle SCVs. Like, he's kind
Upgrade complete.
of, he's going into battle cruisers? And I hate this build so much. He got medevac speed? Oh, and Neo Steel! You know what I need for my battle cruisers? Medevac speed, Neo Steel, then I'm safe to proceed. Okay. Oh, Burrow Baneling, the Zerg Widow Mines. I love it. Changeling play. Okay. We're spreading creep. We actually have, I mean, it's quite late in the game, but we have somewhat decent creep spread. We're getting Knurl. Okay. Do we have pathogen glands? We do. Holy shit. Okay. Look at all the injects we're missing. What damage are we under right now? We're not moving any workers. We've taken 2 extra hatcheries, none of which are control grouped. No injects here, no injects here, no injects here. Idle queens. We've made 5 spines and 3 spores when we know where his army is. We're under no threat, so that's 8 drones that were down for some reason. I mean, we're at 72, but these are just different calls. We got 21 Hydralisks on the way. What? What? Where's our Ling Bane? We got 4 Banelings and no Zerglings and 24 Roaches. Roach Hydra is a composition, but it's not what we're looking for versus Bio. It's just not going to be as efficient. It's not going to be as cost effective. Bio's DPS is just too high. We're still not using control groups, so we're going around and manually queuing up everything, manually injecting. Oh my god. Going for the Burrow Roach play. There's no detection. He's going Battle Cruiser Thor on, like, how many? And 47 SCVs. Okay. So we had really poor vision. Like, no scouting, because it's the first time we found the battle cruisers. But we managed to pick 2 of them off. That's sick. Okay. Alright, so here's what I don't like. This is very, very similar to a Terran player putting all of their effort into microing a Reaper when they're in lower leagues like Silver and Gold and doing nothing behind it. If you do that and the Reaper gets 10 drone kills, but you didn't make 14 SCVs because all of your time was spent just microing that one unit, you're not ahead. Look how many idle drones we have that we need to be moving. 200 energy on this queen. No inject. 200 energy, no inject. All kinds of extra drones. 200 energy, 200 energy. Brand new queen. How many queens do we have? 6, okay. And yeah, like losing that hatchery was no big deal. Like no inject. We just have no... We have 33 larvae. We could honestly have so much more than that. And we're banking a ton of money. We're not maxed. I'm okay with us getting rid of these roaches. These are not the units we need right now. Let's get them out. Get our whatever damage we can with them, but just trade them out. Let's get them going. We're pretty much going for like every upgrade possible and then not really effectively using anything. I don't get it. So we have no Spire, we have no late game transition, we have no effective tier 3 unit on the way. We haven't chosen if we're gonna go Broodlord, Ultralisk, like we don't even have a Lurker. We've just committed to staying on tier 2 units at 15 minutes in the game. We're not having a great late game plan here, brother.
You guys are exhausted. Mineral field depleted. Mineral field depleted.
Decent damage. That was a lot of tanks. Like
You guys are exhausted.
12 roaches for 8 siege tanks. Great deal. Okay, battle cruisers teleport in. That was a really ballsy teleport from him. He's gonna lose 4 battle cruisers to a couple hydralisks. That's painful. Oof. Look at the losses. He's ahead. That's really, really, really good for us. So we haven't lost a terrible amount. He has. Okay. And he, after losing 4, he says, you know what? Fuck it. Let's make it 5. He's gonna get the hide. He's gonna... Oh! Oh! Brother, look! We have the Hydras, we have the Queen! Look how much energy is on the Queen! We could have... It's 1 battle cruiser with +1! Oh! Or plenty of guys, he has +2, but still, we could have all the transfuse! That's painful.
I'm under attack.
Well, that's gonna set us back, considering we didn't even have tier 3 tech to begin with. Now we can't even get it.
Exhausted.
And we don't have any of these spreading creep because we don't even have a layer anymore.
You guys are
Oh, look at this. Got 95 minerals left, 6 drones idle. Again, 2 full energy queens, no injects. We have injects queued on this one because that's where we're looking. 200 energy queen, no inject. We're not moving them. We have a fresh base over here, no inject, 200 energy queen. Our macro is very, very poor. Our creep spread for like bronze or whatever this is out of this world. But I mean, 20 minutes in the game, it still could be improved, but I'm not going to rag on you for it. Like, this is still pretty decent. We have a good half of the map covered. Okay. We're going to get a decent trade here just because of sheer numbers, but we're still making roaches at 20 minutes in the game. These are not the units we want, my dude. So we spent all that money on pathogen glands and neural parasite. We haven't made a single infester.
Our forces are under attack.
Oh my goodness gracious. How many battle cruisers has he lost? This is going to be 10.
Mineral field depleted.
Okay, so again, we know our opponent's massing battle cruisers, and we're just like, fuck it, roaches. At a certain point, I mean, this guy's really bad, and he's lost way too many to ever really get a critical number up. But at a certain point, when we know our opponent's gonna just keep playing battle cruisers, we need a Spire. We can't rely on Hydralisks like this. The reason we're getting away with this is because it's a lower MMR game. But very, very soon, we're not going to be able to do that, and we're absolutely going to need to be getting Spires. Look at this. I appreciate this so much. I really do. I can't understate that. I love the weird plays we're doing and the shenanigans. Absolutely. This is some like unique play style. But more importantly than any of this micro is macro. Macro is infinitely more important than micro in almost every situation. Still no inject, full energy queen. Still no inject, still not moving workers. 2 full energy queens. All of these idle drones, no inject. Not even bothering to try and, like... Do we even have a layer? No, we don't even have a layer. So we're about to lose all of our tech buildings because we can't even use our drop creep with our overlords because you need a layer for that. We have no tier 3 units, and pretty soon we're going to have no ability to make any unit. We're not moving workers. This base is still, like, look at the income. Our income's rapidly going down because our mineral patches are drying up and our workers are doing nothing. So while we're doing a lot of damage to him right now, we're doing equal amounts of damage, if not more, to ourselves. Oh my god. Yeah, Jesus Christ. I mean, it doesn't matter. The game's over. We've won it. But what we're doing behind this is not pretty. We need a lot of work there. We're using no control groups. So we can't even, like, produce units without going around and manually clicking on every hatchery. Neither do you using control groups, but yeah. And, I mean, that's the game. We win the game here. I really hope so. Okay, so we finally realized, oh shit, we don't have any way that we can make a unit. Like, we've got a Roach Warren on the way, but look, if we click on a larva, we can't make anything. Look at our tech. Nothing. And we still don't have a layer, so we need a spawning pool. Oh, my dude. Okay. So, how many units do we have? We only have 7 Hydralisks. We're actually in a bad spot right now. Considering how much damage we've got done, we could very easily lose this game because our opponent has so much money in the bank because he's been terrible at macro. Even though he only has 11 SCVs, first off, we have absolutely no air units, and we have no way of getting them anytime soon. So he could just float buildings into dead space, and there's nothing we can do till we get the Spire. But second off, if he just keeps making battle cruisers and he's not an idiot about them and keeps them alive, pretty soon our Hydralisk den, we're not getting one anytime soon, nor a Spire. So these 7 Hydras are the only anti-air we really have alongside with our Queens. That's not good, because he has +3 attack and +2 armor. Our macro is so shitty that we're in grave danger of throwing this game massively.
Mineral field depleted.
Okay, there we go. We win. Yeah. Takeaways. We absolutely have to be using control groups, and we have to improve our macro. Attack-wise, it was pretty good. I enjoyed the game. It was fun to watch. But yeah, good luck, have fun.